Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our second part of antifungal drugs. Now this is the next class of antifungal drug, that is nystatin. Basically it is obtained from Streptococcus norisii. It is similar to amphotericin B in antifungal properties. It has high systemic toxicity, so it is used only locally. It is poorly absorbed from the mucous membrane. It is available as ointment, cream, powder and tablet form. We use it in moniliasis as well as vaginitis, and we also use it in prevention of oral candidiasis. It can be used in oral, cutaneous and conjunctival candidiasis. As regards this dose, you are not concerned with this dose. You should know the clinical conditions in which we can use this nystatin. So these are intestinal moniliasis, vaginitis, oral candidiasis, oral, cutaneous, conjunctival and candidiasis. As regards the adverse events, the gastrointestinal disturbances are most common with oral tablets. Next drug is griseofulvin. It is one of the early antibiotics that had been derived from Penicillium griseofulvum. Therefore, its name is griseofulvin. It is fungistrated and it is a systemic drug for superficial fungal infection. Always remember, it is a systemic drug for superficial fungal infections. You people may confuse it, but always remember it is a systemic drug for superficial fungal infections. You may be asked, write down the antifungal drugs, antifungal systemic drugs for superficial fungal infections. So one such drug is griseofulvin. It is active against most of the dermatophytes. Dermatophytes have ability to concentrate griseofulvin. So as a result of this ability, it has selective toxicity. We can develop resistance, and why resistance is developed? Because of loss of concentrating ability. Now is the mechanism of action of griseofulvin. Griseofulvin basically interacts with the polymerized microtubules and disrupts the mitotic spindles. Therefore, there will be no fungal mitosis. As you know, mitosis is required for fungal replication. So there will be no fungal formation. No new fungal cells will not be formed. Now is the pharmacokinetics. As regards the pharmacokinetics, we give it as orally, but it has irregular absorption. We can increase its absorption by giving it with fatty food, or if we use microfine particles. I have already told you it is concentrated in the keratinized tissues, so we use it in nail infection. It is metabolized in the liver and it is excreted in urine, and its half-life is about 24 hours. Griseofulvin causes induction of hepatic cytochrome P450 enzymes. Therefore, it has certain drug interactions. As you know by your previous knowledge, all the drugs that cause induction of these cytochrome P450 enzymes have certain reactions when we use them with other drugs, because inducers can induce the metabolism of other drugs too, so there will be less systemic bioavailability and less effect of that drug. As regards the adverse drug reactions, headache is the most common. Then there is GIT disturbances. Patient may experience confusion, fatigue and vertigo. Patient may have peripheral neuritis. Patient may experience rashes of photoallergy. There may be transient leukopenia and albuminuria. As regards the uses, it is used systemically. I am again repeating, it is a systemic drug for superficial fungal infection. So it is used systemically only for dermatophytosis. It is ineffective topically. Systemic azoles are more effective and preferred. Systemic azoles for superficial dermatophytosis or superficial fungal infections are preferred over this drug. Duration of treatment depends upon site, number 2, thickness of keratin and turnover of keratin. And treatment must be continued till infected tissue is completely replaced by normal skin, hair or nail. Here you can see the duration of treatment varies with the tissue. It is 8 to 12 months with toenails, and with body skin it is only 3 weeks. Similarly, it is different for palm and soles and for different fungal nails. So the duration of treatment depends upon the site, thickness of keratin, depending upon the turnover of the keratin. Graziophilin should be reserved for nail, hair or larger body surface involvement. I have told you that it is an inducer of cytochrome P450 enzyme, so it has interactions with warfarin, oral contraceptive pills, similarly phenobarbital, and its patient may experience diseptaram-like reaction. Next drug is 5-flucytosine. First of all, it is a prodrug. That is, it is not an active drug, prodrug. It is turned to active drug in the body. It is a pyrimidine analog and it is an antimetabolite. It is converted to 5-fluorouracil in the body. The interesting point and a beneficial point is that human cells can't convert it to 5-fluorouracil. So human cells have selective toxicity. As regards the adverse events, as it is an antimetabolite and it is a pyrimidine analog, and with all these antimetabolites you may experience bone marrow toxicity, GI disturbances, alopecia, skin rashes, itching and rarely hepatitis. We use flucytosine in combination with amphotericin B in cryptococcal meningitis. Why this combination is used, I am going to tell you. It has narrow spectrum of action. First of all, its mechanism of action. You can see here flucytosine, it has to penetrate the fungal cell membrane or fungal cell wall. Here is the enzyme permease through which it goes inside the fungal cell. Amphotericin B has a important effect with flucytosine. Why? I have told you that amphotericin makes leaky pores in the fungal cell membrane. So with the help of amphotericin B, flucytosine easily cross the fungal cell wall and cell membrane and get entry into the cell. So with once into the cell, it is converted into the 5-fluorouracil through the enzyme cytosine deaminase. Then 5-fluorouracil is converted to 5-FDUMP, and this 5-FDUMP is required for the DNA synthesis. But flucytosine inhibits the thymidylate synthase enzyme and does not allow the conversion of DUMP to DTMP that is required for the DNA synthesis. So there will be no DNA synthesis that is required for cell life. So this is the mechanism of action of flucytosine.